Is there anyone on here, Charlotte?
Yes, there is. We have a couple people on, which is super great.
Awesome.
So I'm going to flip the camera around. I am back this week. I had some appointments last week, so I wasn't able to make it for the live on the EV6, but we are both back here today, and we're taking a look at the 22 Tucson and the 23 Sportage. Both of these vehicles are hybrids. Woo! So for those of you, of course, who are joining, you know that we are doing this live. And for those who are maybe watching in the future, what that means is that we're actually doing this in real time. This is, you know, if you drive by Brantford Kia right now, this is actually what is happening. You can see us and we would see you. So if you ever want to make an appearance in our videos, there you go.
Yeah, we got nice big bay doors over there. You can knock on them. No, I'm joking, please. We'll get so distracted.
Again, for those watching in the future, you may want to skip ahead to about the 3-minute mark is when we'll start the video. In the meantime, you'll probably have to watch an ad. I'm going to do a little bit of an ad for our team here at Brantford Kia. So again, for those watching, if you don't know, we are a real dealership located in Brantford, Ontario. And then we actually have 3 dealerships that are in our groups. We've got Brantford Kia, of course, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai as well. So if you guys are in the market for Kia or Hyundai product, we always have links in our description box below because we want to make sure that we are able to get you guys connected either with our Hyundai team or us here at Brantford Kia. Yay!
We'll show you guys if it's your first time going live or if you want to catch our next live, how you can do that. So you want to go to the Kia Hyundai channel on YouTube. It'll look like this. And usually we film at 2 p.m. Today we went at 3 just because we had a little work done in our video bay. So if you refresh, you can see that's our thumbnail. That's us. That's our cars. And it says live. So you can click on that and it'll go to our live video and you can join us. So once again, every Thursday at 2 p.m., we're going to start doing a couple more lives. So we'll release the days that we're doing that shortly. But where are we at for time? Are we around 3 minutes, Charlotte?
We're just at 2 right now.
2 minutes? Okay. I think we should show them the trailer we just got done. So you may have heard in a couple of our videos, we sell Ontario-wide and we also deliver. So we've had customers order in Ottawa. We're happy to deliver to them. We just got our trailer wrapped, so it says a beautiful Brantford Kia livery on it, I guess, with our phone number, what we do. And the very back of it has a really nice rear end of an EV6. It looks awesome. That's what we had getting done in our video bay today. So we're really excited to showcase that. We'll have some photos on our Instagram too if you want to see what our trailer looks like.
That's also why we're starting this live at 3 o'clock as opposed to 2 o'clock as well. Yeah. But we're just nearing that 3-minute mark. For the question that just came in, is the Tucson the deep sea blue color? Yes, it is.
Ooh, they got a good eye.
Yes, excellent job. I know sometimes it can look black on camera, but it is the deep sea blue. We are going to start off with the video. And one of the biggest differences between these two vehicles,
let me get out of the way.
This way I can show them. It's really going to come down to the exterior and interior styling. Because guess what? There's going to be a lot of things that are very, very similar, if not the same, on these vehicles. So it all comes down to personal preference and what your actual style is going to be. So Gabby is going to start us off, and we're going to take a look at the exterior of the Sportage, and then we're going to do the exterior of the Tucson, and then go inside both of them respectively.
Alrighty, sounds good. So I'm just going to start off with the actual horsepower and just the specifications of both vehicles. They are sister vehicles, just like me and Charlotte are sisters. Just kidding, we're not actually. But these cars are sisters. They're the same mechanically. They're different aesthetically. So we're going to show you the differences there. Under the hood, both of them have a 1.6-liter turbocharged GDI engine, of course, with your hybrid battery. You have a 6-speed automatic transmission, and they are both all-wheel drive. Fuel efficiency-wise, on the Sportage, you're reading at about 6.2 combined. And then Charlotte, what's the fuel efficiency on the Tucson?
The combined is 6.4, so it's actually rated a little bit higher, a little bit worse. We have a couple theories as to why for the Tucson. We'll get into that a little bit later, though.
And then when it comes to horsepower and torque, they're 227 horsepower and 258 pound-foot of torque, both of them. So respectively, they both got power. Definitely, if you're looking at this compared to a gasoline regular Sportage or Tucson, you'll notice this has a lot more power. If that's what you're looking for, I'd recommend going to the hybrid, not only for efficiency, but you know, the power. We'll take a look around. So starting off with the front grille, very, very different from the Tucson. Has more of a angled arrowed approach. So I like to call these kind of like boomerang headlights. It almost reminds me of boomerang. They're full LEDs. They are so bright at night. So it's not just your daytime running lights. It's your projection unit. It's your fog lights. It is even your rear tail lights. Everything's an LED. Styling wise, we got a really nice grille. New Kia logo up there. You pop the hood, you'll see your hybrid components. We got our 360 camera, or one of our cameras that make up your 360 camera, located right over there. It is plated because it's a service loaner. We actually have one here to test drive, so if you are in the market for a Sportage hybrid, you can actually drive one here. We're not going to get rid of it. Down here you can see we got a little bit more chrome accents, a little bit different on the Tucson over there. I keep wanting to call that a Sportage too. It's just too many Sportage things here. And then if Charlotte zooms in a little bit to the front bumper, you'll also see your front parking sensors. So both of these vehicles are equipped with front and rear sensors. If I were to get really close to a wall or another car, they would ding, beep, whatnot. Come around to the side here, I'll show you the wheels. So wheels are also very different. These are 19-inch machine finish alloy wheels. It has kind of a gunmetal-ish color to it. So it's not black, but it's also not gray. And it's very metallic. So when you're outside in the sunlight, it actually sparkles. This paint is called Fusion Black, so it's a nice black shade, also still metallic. On the side here, you have body color mirrors, and they do have your blind spot camera. So this vehicle has a full 360, but if you were just driving on the highway or the city road and you turn your blind spot on, oh my gosh, if you turn your turn signal on, you have a camera giving you live feed of what's in your blind spot. It's an amazing feature. Come around
Gabby,
to the back.
just for everyone watching, can you clarify the trim for the Sportage?
This is the SX, so this is the top line trim for the Sportage. Base price, or MSRP, is $42,695. And I also want to show you another feature of this car. There's a little grasshopper on it.
Free with purchase.
Free with purchase, absolutely. So everyone loves the Sportage. Honestly, styling-wise, I'm more leaning towards the Sportage, I gotta say. But we'll talk about what we like, what we don't like, and what's different. A big difference between these two is on the Sportage, even on the EX trim, so the one trim line below, you have a real spare tire. So in the Tucson, it's a mobility kit. So some people like the peace of mind of having a spare. You do get that in the Sportage version. Trunk space is very similar. The trunk is huge. It's quite literally huge. It's very similar to the Sorento for space. Of course, you don't have the third row though. So if you are looking for a hybrid with a third row, I'd recommend the Sorento for sure. On the rear here, we do have our parking sensors, a nice chrome skid plate, and a power lift gate. So this one, like I said, is a top model. It's got all the bells, all the whistles, and same thing with the Tucson. We'll close that up. One thing I really like is the cleanliness of the rear. So not literally, there's a lot of watermarks. We do have a car wash. It's not great. Sometimes I think it makes our cars worse. But we did take it to the car wash. We tried. The rear wiper is tucked under the spoiler here, so it makes the back end look very clean and very nice. Come around to the side here. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you want us to do the Sportage exterior and interior in the same shot, like same go, or should we do exterior and then interior? We'll give them a second to answer.
What are you guys curious to see?
Yes.
We'll let that
I guess one thing I can also notice, like right off the bat, everything on the Sportage is blacked out. So if you see this garnish here, it's black, it's three-dimensional, like it's got some texture, almost like a grid format. But if you look at the Tucson, it's kind of a satin chrome. So
okay, we're seeing a couple for exterior.
Okay.
I did see a comment trickle in asking about 23 information for the PHEV versions. So we actually have got the VPOG for the vehicle ordering guide. That's what that means for the Sportage, and we have done a couple of videos on that. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yep.
Still waiting to get a little bit more info for the Tucson from our Hyundai store. Obviously, because we work for Brantford Kia, it's a lot easier for us to get information on Kias sooner. But we are working on getting more information for the 23 Tucson.
Yes.
Since this is the 22 model as well.
Yeah. I think you mentioned earlier it's primarily a carryover, right, for the 2023?
It is a carryover. I was going to get into that.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll let Charlotte do the exterior now.
I was going to say, now we'll turn around and go to the exterior so we can actually start at the front.
Okay.
That'll probably make the most sense. So this is the ultimate all-wheel drive. So again, for the Tucson, for the 22, this is going to be the top trim model, as we've established, in the beautiful deep sea blue color. Now, when it comes to Hyundai as a whole, they generally do have more color options. So if you're not quite satisfied with the colors you're seeing for the Sportage, or you lean more this way for the styling of the Tucson, you do have a couple more color options too. Similar to the wheels, actually, on the Sportage, Hyundai is gravitating more towards the gunmetal approach. On the front grille, it's more of a darker chrome, and it does have the nice parametric grille. The nose is very different on both of these vehicles, and it does have LEDs on the front. Similar with the Sportage, again, we've got all of your front parking sensors. So you're seeing that a lot of the features are going to be the same on this vehicle. And now we'll come around actually to this side. I think it might show a little bit better with the window. You still have the 19 aluminum finish wheels here. So again, not really changing much. The only thing is, of course, your wheel is actually going to be different. This one, you know, usually I like to say, oh, it looks like it's a starfish, or oh, it's heart-shaped. But I can't actually think of anything, so I'm curious as to what you guys think this actually looks like.
Someone said the Sportage looks more like a Hyundai. What do you think of that?
Ooh, interesting. I mean, Kia has a very distinct grille. But this is the redesigned Sportage, so it is different from the Tiger Nose grille that we've seen in the past, but this is definitely the more redesigned version. Hyundai did their refresh on this vehicle a little bit earlier. We got the refresh on the 22 as opposed to the 23. And then again, with the Tucson, when it comes to the 23 model, we know that we're expecting a carryover model. So exterior is going to look very similar. Interior is going to look the same. It's just, when is it going to arrive? And for that question, it's going to be comparable with the Sportage, the 23. For the 23 Tucson, there aren't really any 22s left. Surprise, surprise, I know. Over here, as you do have body color mirrors, you kind of have the split. You do have your turn signal marker too, and again, cameras all around the side, same as the Sportage, which will be used for your surround view monitoring, also your blind spot monitoring. Now, I'm going to have Gabby try to take a good look at the side, because again, some of the key points in the Tucson when it comes to their design is it's very architectural. So there's lots of intentional lines. You can see them kind of highlighted. I'm not sure if even with the window or the glare, if it's picking it up.
Oh, you can definitely see it.
Oh, good.
So there's a full indent.
Yes. This car was not struck in a collision.
No, it's just, it looks, I don't know how great it is on camera. It might look a little strange, but in person, it's very sharp. This car looks sharp, like physically sharp, like you could cut yourself on it.
Ooh,
ouch. But it's really nice. So it's very futuristic looking, and I think Hyundai does really well with that, kind of a retro future look.
Yes. And a lot of the same details that we see on the outside, we're going to see carried into the interior as well. They didn't, chintz out or cheap out on the interior, which I really liked. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep walking around too. So something that is nice is it does come with a cargo cover. So this is included with the ultimate version of this vehicle. Again, you've got tons of trunk space in this vehicle. I am pregnant. You could definitely fit myself and my child in there. So we know that there is lots of room. Now, something that is different that some people it can be a make or break for between the Sportage and the Tucson is there's something missing from under here. You don't have actual spare tire. You just have a tire mobility kit. So one of our theories is, this vehicle, it's 6.4 as opposed to, 6.2 for combined fuel economy. So one of our theories is, maybe they chose to give it the tire mobility kit instead of the spare tire for weight reduction. So that is something, possibly.
Not confirmed.
Yeah, pure speculation. Also, you do have your smart power tailgate. So you know that that's a great feature that's carrying over between both models. And then on the back, you do have your Hyundai logo and actually your rear wiper too. Mm-hmm. They're covered by the spoiler just for protection. Gives it that overall sleek, clean look. I am a big fan of them moving the rear wiper up above the spoiler or below the spoiler.
I think that's cool too, how the Hyundai logo is kind of in the glass.
It's flat.
Yeah. It's flat, like completely flat. No one's gonna steal your logo.
Yeah, no debadging here.
No debadging here.
Something that I wish that they would have done though on this vehicle is we have the dark chrome on the front for the logo. It's not consistent on the back. This is just your regular silver chrome, so that is interesting. I kind of wish it was the same, a little bit more consistent, but when it does come to badging, it is good to have some dimension and some highlighting with the silver chrome. So, you know, I'd say maybe make this the darker and then leave these the same.
Hyundai Canada, take notes.
Yeah, Hyundai Canada. I'm coming for your brand. I am the brand. No. But that's really going to be it when it comes to styling aspects. You still have your bar lights in the back and everything like that. So now I think we can head on into the interior. Before we do, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, this one's actually really focused for you. Do you know Queen Elizabeth has passed away, Charlotte?
I unfortunately did hear about that. If you've seen some of our previous videos, I have 2 corgis. She inspired my love of corgis. Their names are Markle and Middleton. Do what you want with that information, I guess.
Oh. She loves the royals.
But do we have any questions about the exterior of both vehicles before we hop on the inside?
Anything you guys want to see again?
Also, I want to know, I'm going to give 5 seconds to hit the like button if you prefer the styling of the Sportage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, we didn't get much likes.
Now I'm going to give 5 seconds if you prefer the styling on the Tucson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, they're going up.
Oh, so you guys prefer the Tucson. Okay.
I see. Now we'll look at the interior of the Sportage and then compare it to the interior of the Tucson. I think you guys are going to like the Tucson a little bit more for this one. I'm not going to lie. So let's head in. I'll have Charlotte show the seat and the door first. You can see on the side of the door, of course, both of these vehicles have a premium sound system. It's Harman Kardon in the Sportage. And you kind of have a carbon fiber-esque trim line by the door handle. Some piano black along down here too, and then soft touch materials. Now you have some nice garnishing on your pedals and your side steps here. So when you get into the vehicle, on your steering wheel, you do have paddle shifters. You have some nice kind of aluminum chrome tying into the rest of the vehicle. You have a 12.3-inch Supervision cluster and your big navigation display as well too. I can start up this vehicle since it is a hybrid. It might beep, I'm sorry.
Gabby, do your mirrors fold in?
They do. Oh no, they don't, sorry. They don't. Which is, I don't know, sometimes that's a make, sometimes that's a break. It's, yeah, I'm neither here nor there about it. You can fold them in manually, but it's not power folding. Seats are memory, tailgate's powered. I don't know why they didn't make those powered. I don't know if you can get a good shot of everything here, but the styling is very, very different. I'll have Charlotte come around and show the seats as well too. So you have kind of a, not quilted, but there is a design in the leather, that's for sure. And these seats also are available in carmine red, so that's going to be very, very cool to see. We have seen it in the regular gasoline, and it's almost like a brickish red or like the texture of Mars, the planet. It's pretty cool. All your kind of driving controls are located in this console here. So you'll notice what's very different from the Tucson is your transmission is a shift by wire. So you can switch it over to drive just like that. Park is just the P in the middle. And then you have your drive mode select right here. So here you can choose between eco, normal, sport, and smart. So I'll change it just so you guys can see. Smart, sport, and eco. I typically really, really like this method of transmission as opposed to the buttons that are in the Tucson, simply because I'm always so nervous about accidentally hitting the wrong button. I like over here, you have your heated seat, your ventilated seat, your heated steering wheel, so all your seat controls, your comfort controls. Down here you have your auto hold, your park view camera. So I can actually show you that now, and you can see what your 360 camera looks like. So you have a camera in the front, the rear, and the side of the vehicle that makes that computerized image of everything that's around you. So you can see the Tucson right over there. If I move this over here, we have a USB, a USB-C, and a wireless phone charger. Now, This material, piano black, is a hot topic. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. It is a fingerprint heaven. So I always keep a terry cloth with me just so I can wipe everything down because I personally have it in my vehicle. It looks so nice, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. Up here we have our beautiful sunroof. So both of these vehicles have panel roofs. The seating materials are very, very different, or the seating styling, and your screen layout's quite different. So now we'll have Charlotte go over to the Tucson and show you how different it really is.
All right, let's do our camera.
We'll
Hand
switch it
off.
There we
Give
go.
it to ya. All right, so we can come along. We'll start by doing exactly what Gabby did. We'll take a look at the door first. And I'm actually going to hop in. So this way we can get a little bit of an overview. So first things first is I'm actually really happy with how they have designed this. And when I close the door, I'll show you why. So we have some nice textured soft touch material here. You do have memory seats. If you've seen any of our videos, you know that that is something I didn't know I needed or I didn't know I liked until I had it. And then I didn't. So that looks really good. And then Gabby, if you want to try to get an overview too, you can see that this is laid out differently.
Steering wheel is pretty cool.
Steering wheel is different. It has some additional spokes on it. I'm not sure if anyone actually ever holds, drives like that, but to each their own, I suppose. But Gabby, if you want to come around to the side, yeah. I'll start this up too.
And then side mirrors on this one are also manual, so you cannot power fold them in with a button, and they won't fold in on a lock. So I'll just take a quick look at the seat before I hop in.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a chrome-ish garnish that goes into the seat. I really love that. It looks really cool. These seats are heated and ventilated too.
Nice and cozy.
Nice
the
and
gray
cozy.
Interior is also available on this trim.
So there's a gray.
There is a gray.
Nice.
I did start up this vehicle because, again, it is a hybrid, so we are okay. So obviously, as you can see, there it goes. This is very different than what we see in the Sportage. The way it's laid out is different. Something I can really appreciate, and Gabby can show you right here, so I'm like reaching over, is they've really done seamless integration here. So we have the piano black trim. It carries over right into where the vents are. And then you can see that the seam for the console and then also for the door matches up. Same thing with the memory seats. So not only does it look good, but it is a practical feature. So I think that that is a genius little design element. I know it probably doesn't make or break a lot of what these vehicles are, but I like to see intention behind detail. Some key things we'll point out is you have your bigger screens. You have the 10.25. It's not the huge wraparound cluster. And you still, of course, have a lot of piano black too. So again, you're still getting that fingerprint magnet. Something that is really nice is that it does separate volume and media controls instead of having to flip between it. That's not something that you really have to worry about as much, but still is a fingerprint magnet. This, it does have wireless charging, but wired Apple CarPlay. You do have a USB for connectivity, and then also one for fast charging as well. No USB-C. But you do have a 12 volt, that's standard. I'll show the parking camera on this one too. Close. So again, we showed the cameras on the exterior of this vehicle. We still have the rear view camera, and then you still have your bird's eye view surround monitoring. And then that's also the side. So that's the camera on the mirror, so you can see what's on either side of you. If I were to put on my turn signal, you'll also see that you can actually have your blind spot monitoring here. So blind spot detection, it'll beep at you and it will show you the camera, which is really nice. This vehicle too, it's also equipped with smart cruise control, smart adaptive cruise control. So that means it's got lane follow assist and lane keep assist too. So setting the following distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you while you're on the highway, and then also keeping you centered in your lane. And then it has highway drive assist, not two, one, only one. So what that means is using the cameras in the vehicle is and the navigation. If you're on a highway, a main highway, and it's curving, it's actually going to take the curve for you. So that's something that's really cool and a feature that I love about this vehicle. Super sleek when it comes to design as well. There's something I was going to mention, but now I can't remember. Oh yeah, gear shift. I do not love the button shift by wire style gear shift. It's not my favorite. In the Palisade, actually, the 23 Palisade, your drive modes is a knob over here, and I always found that I was reaching towards that instead of just pressing the button. You still do have drive modes and terrain modes. So drive modes, you've got Eco, Sport, and Smart. If I were to flip it into terrain modes, you have snow, mud, and sand in Canada. You may not have that in the US though. So that's going to be a large point of features that are in this vehicle. A lot of them, they're going to have almost identical safety features. This one does have the auto dimming rear mirror for you as well, which is a nice feature. It's almost like sunglasses, but for your mirror. Ooh. And then also you've got your controls for HomeLink, you've got your controls for roadside assistance, emergency assistance, etc. So I will turn this off.
All right. I'm going to take a look at the sunroof just because it wasn't fully open on the Sportage.
Oh,
they both have the same sunroof, so same size, same everything. They can both open to about here and have it tilted. Someone said, do any have heads-up display? No, neither of them have heads-up display at this point. Don't know if that's something that'll change for the next model year. At this point, we have nothing released. Let's hear your guys' thoughts for the layout. Charlotte, what's your thoughts?
So my thoughts, okay, so I do love the Sportage. I was driving a Sportage earlier this year and I absolutely loved it. I think I probably prefer overall how the console is set up, but I do like the bigger wraparound screen where it looks seamless, but I do like having different buttons. I don't necessarily love having to switch between climate controls and media controls.
I think it looks kind of cool, but I definitely prefer the Sportage for the screen layout. But the vents, oh my gosh, the vents are gorgeous and the seats are gorgeous. It's really, really nice. So, I mean, it's styling. Styling is it's subjective. Like, it's absolutely.
It's completely open to personal preference.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to specs, when it comes to power, it's all the same.
Yeah. And I guess also availability might be a thing. I mean, it's hard to get both cars right now, but later on the road, who knows? I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to answer a couple questions. We'll do a quick Q&A. Sorry, I gotta move this. There we go. Hang on there 1 second, guys. Charlotte, do you have any questions for them?
Do I have any questions for them? So curious as to what you guys think when it comes to interior, just interior alone. What do you prefer, Sportage or Tucson? And then also, overall vehicle, what do you prefer, Sportage and Tucson? We see Tucson right off the bat. Sportage coming in.
Nice,
I think Tucson is pulling the lead right now.
Yeah. Oh, Sportage. There's a couple Sportage. Pat said Sportage.
The owner of the dealership, he's Team Sportage.
I think
biased. That makes sense.
Oh.
Sportage for looks. Yeah, that's fair.
Do they have boot release with foot sweep? No. So for Kia and Hyundai, we actually don't do that. What we do is we have the option, if your key is in your pocket or in your bag, whatever it may be, and you walk up to it, you stand there for 3 to 5 seconds, it'll beep at you and then it'll open. I typically turn it off at the dealership just because we show a lot of cars. Sometimes we walk up to them and we don't want it to open. But in a regular household situation, it's great. And then if you step away from it, it won't open. Someone said, are they in stock? These vehicles are order-only vehicles. So they're very, very popular. No stock at this point. Which one does roof racks? You can do roof racks on both. So they both have roof rails on them. So you can just get a roof rack that will work with it. Are they in stock? The walk-up is cool. Yeah, the walk-up is a really cool feature. I always surprise people with that. Which one has less weighting? So it's hard.
It's going to be pretty similar.
It's very similar. So these vehicles can be around 12 months, to be honest. It's rough out there. That's why we do these videos, though, so you can see them before you decide to purchase one, right? Could you show the walk-up? I have it off on both of these vehicles right now. But we do have a video on it already if you search up Smart Power Liftgate. Appreciate the honesty. Will you guys ever do point of view driving reviews to show hands-on features in real time? We've done a couple. So we've done Highway Drive Assist #2.
Yep.
We've done an actual drive-through one where we go to the drive-through and show everything. The Tucson has added glare since the cluster doesn't seem to have an overhead. No, so these screens are made with a kind of anti-glare material. I don't know what it's called, but no glare.
Say it was escaping me too.
I'm not sure what it's called. Do any of you have lights on the doors for when you open them, light the floor? It doesn't have like spotlight lighting, if that's what you mean. I know they do have door handle lighting. Apple or Android? Yes. So Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, both of them have it. Now they're both wired, so they're not wireless. You got it.
So that's unfortunate.
Someone said, how are we today?
I'm doing very well.
So good. How long does it take from 0 to 60? I don't know the 0 to 60.
Oh, I have the 0 to 100.
Oh, do you? Okay, so Charlotte will get that
for you.
Tucson.
Just give me a second. I wrote it down, but it's escaping me right now.
Is the new stinker worth it if it's been almost the same car for the past 5 years? The new stinker? Do you mean stinger? I would say, so I love the stinger. I've loved it since it came out, but I quite like the 2022s to the 23s. The new Kia logo adds a lot of more edge on the design. I really like it. And the new screens and safety features, I personally like. Everything is laid out. It's similar, but it's also different. So I recommend looking at both and seeing if those tech upgrades are worth it for you. Someone said, Gabby, do a backflip. I cannot do a backflip.
Try.
I cannot. No, I will not try. You guys will see me live bust my head open.
That'll get flagged. We'd have to take this video down.
Yeah. How many? We got 57 likes. Can we bring it to 60 maybe for Kia? Do you guys have a Stinger in stock? Not at this point. We do have a used one though. We have a 2019 GT. Any abilities to install additional applications for the Sportage? Entertainment is running on Android. I'm not too sure what you mean by that. HR will be all over that backflip. That's right.
That's really funny.
Does Kia have anything lined up for future sports cars competitive to German models? We're getting the EV6 GT soon. I'm not too sure about gasoline sports cars. Hyundai is doing really well with their N line, that's for sure.
Just answering that question about 0 to 60. This is 0 to 100 for the 1.6 HEV, and that is 8.4.
8.4 seconds, not bad. I gotta say, both of these cars have a lot of torque, especially sport mode. They're actually quite fun to drive for an SUV. Now, Charlotte does have an appointment, so she's gonna step out. I will remain available to answer a few questions, but say goodbye to Charlotte.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for having us today.
Is it good at climbing up hills? Yeah. Your look to that date question was priceless, Gabby. Oh, yeah. Not at this moment. Have you tried the Stinger on a track? We actually have had a couple of our, I think it was Garth and Grant, so 2 of our team members that went to the racetrack with the Stinger when it was first released. And then every time I drive one, it's basically like a racetrack too. So, how long do we have SiriusXM in the demo mode? So we do 3 months free. That's what they're offering right now. Are the electric Kias more expensive to repair than the gas models? I mean, depends what needs replacement or repair. That's very subjective. Did you actually go to Paris, or was it Paris, Ontario? It was Paris, Ontario. That's all. And how long have you driven your Sportage? Charlotte was driving hers for, I want to say, maybe 5 months. Now her sister drives it, so it's still in the family. I've never had a Sportage. I've always been a car person, sedan person. I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to hop off. Anything Sportage Tucson related? Does Charlotte own the EV6 in our videos? It is our dealer principal's EV6. Which seats are comfy? They're both really comfy. They're both very, very comfy. It's just the styling that's a little bit different. Both of them have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated seats in the rear, power seats. So truly, for these vehicles, it comes down to styling. There's a couple differences, like the spare tire, no spare tire. What's your favorite car color? I love the green EV6, so the deep forest green, and I also really, really like the wolf gray or ghost gray. Someone said, when's the next live? Gobi. That was close. We do every Thursday at 2 p.m. Today was an exception, but we're also going to start doing, I think, Mondays. So stay tuned. If you don't follow my Instagram, it's Gabby at Brantford Kia. So I will list it there. Other than that, that's about it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all. Charlotte loves y'all too, and we'll see you next